I will find him. You can't hide him away from me. I will find him!
Calm down, man. Calm down. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Real Screen Team. I'm Andrew Thomas. I'm here with my partner in crime, Christopher Johnson.
Hello, everyone.
And we're starting our new segment, Journey to the Snyder Cut. And we're doing it with my least favorite movie, Man of Steel.
Dang.
And I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, but it's worth it.
Well, hey, opinions.
Yep.
Should I go into the overview?
Yep.
Okay. Man of Steel is a 2013 superhero film based on the DC Comics character Superman. The film was directed by Zack Snyder and produced by Warner Brothers Pictures, who also distributed the film. The film stars Henry Cavill as Superman, and it is the first film to launch the DC Extended Universe, and the start of Zack Snyder's plans for future films, in which we call the Snyderverse. So, when did you first see the film?
I saw it in theaters, and I liked it when I first watched it. Well, since I've been watching it over and over again, looking back at it now, along with watching other internet reviewers, looking back at it now, I've now come to not like it as much.
Hindsight being 2020.
Yep. When did you first see it?
I actually saw it a few years after it came out. It was either right before or right after I saw Batman v Superman. Of course, I knew about the criticisms that it had, but I still went into it with an optimistic view.
Yeah. And so, you want to go over the synopsis?
Yeah. It's pretty bare bones and simple to figure out. I mean, it's a retelling of the Superman story. I would think at this point everyone knows the story of Superman.
Yep.
But, okay. Kal-El / Clark Kent, who arrived on Earth years ago as an infant from Krypton, struggles with why he was sent to Earth. Raised by his adoptive parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent, Clark adopts the persona Superman and learns if his special abilities are meant to maintain peace in the world or conquer the world to revive his lost home world.
Which was good on paper, not an execution.
Well, hey, the film was written by David Goyer.
Yep.
Who has a very interesting track record in how to write a film.
I like the Dark Knight trilogy that he wrote.
Yeah. And then there's, the Blade films where 2 out of the 3 are good.
Yep. So let's talk about the character, mainly the character Superman himself, played by Henry Cavill.
Yes. Henry Cavill is fantastic as Superman. He really is. This man does not get enough credit on how good he is at playing Superman. He's definitely on that level with guys like Christopher Reeve. And, who else would you consider in that top tier?
Maybe Tom Welling, Dean Cain, even though Tom Welling played Superman without the suit, basically.
And Brandon Routh.
Yeah.
I know how much flack Superman Returns gets, but Brandon Routh actually is a good actor,
Yeah.
and he has proven that he can play a good Superman.
Yeah. From if you've seen the Crisis crossover,
Yeah, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah, where he reprises his role, basically.
Part that and part playing the Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, what did you think of Henry Cavill's performance as Superman?
It was really good.
Yeah.
Watching him, I actually felt like I was watching Superman.
Yeah.
I had this feeling of, this guy, I trust this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would be a good protector.
Yep. Even though I have plenty of bad things to say about Man of Steel, his acting wasn't one of them. He did a good job. I was just upset the way he was written. The way he was written sometimes in this movie.
Some of his decisions.
Yes. And some of it was also from having a bad father figure. So, should we talk about?
Oh, yes. Jonathan Kent, played by Kevin Costner. Okay, Zack Snyder, David Goyer, what were you thinking? What were you thinking with this man? Did you really think about what the thought process of Superman's father, adoptive father, would be? You're actually going to have this man contemplate whether or not Clark should save his classmates in a bus that's sinking in the river. They have no way of getting out safely. And you're going to have this man first get mad at Clark for revealing that he has powers. And then when Clark is going to ask him, what was I supposed to do? Let them die? You're going to have him say, maybe.
Yeah.
Really?
And then he does the whole... And then he changes his tune, like, midway through, saying that, hey, you were meant for something more.
Yeah, give him the spiel of, you could be the potential savior of the whole world. Well, he was doing that? Huh? Huh? What? The kids of Smallville, Kansas ain't worth saving, huh? It's just the whole world. Yeah, save the whole world, but these kids, sink or swim.
Yep. Along with saving himself. There. He could have just used the tornado as an excuse on that one. Really, it was a freaking tornado. No one would have known that Clark had powers because it was a tornado. He could have just got him and used the tornado as an excuse.
Yeah, and let's not forget Superman's powers. Super speed. Why do you think it is said he is faster than a speeding bullet?
Mm-hmm. Let alone that he could have just got the door open with his super strength also. There.
I don't think anyone would have ratted him out if he did something.
And you will blame on the tornado that was hitting right there. The wind, say that the wind blew it off on there.
Something. You didn't have to freaking sacrifice yourself and leave your son, who's still going over the process of, oh my God, I'm an alien from a whole nother world who has superpowers based off of the rays from our sun. Mm-hmm. and pretty much our gravity and atmosphere. And you're just gonna decide, oh no, I'm gonna sacrifice myself and teach you a lesson. And what lesson was that?
I know they were trying to change it up instead of doing the old heart attack bit.
Yeah, which
I know it's been done a lot.
Yeah.
Even in Smallville, they did that part too, also. But in Smallville, it made much more sense with that heart attack death when we get to that episode. Eventually, on that one, that was a much better sacrifice than the one in Man of Steel on that one.
Yeah, and see that this portrayal is what kind of made me not be a fan of Kevin Costner. Mm-hmm. Some of his some of the characters and roles that he's done has really given me a negative look on him as an actor. It really had to take seeing Hidden Figures for me to finally like him.
Mm-hmm.
This film did not help.
Yeah. And let's talk about the other Kent, Martha Kent.
Oh, played by Diane Lane.
Yeah.
She was good with what she was given.
Yep.
You know.
Mainly damsels in distress for Clark to save.
Yeah, and we see a lot of that in this film and the upcoming film.
And then
But she really felt like a genuine mother figure.
Yeah.
I actually liked the connection that she had with Clark.
Yep. There. And she wasn't given crappy lines to act like a crappy individual.
Yeah. Yeah.
There. And then let's talk about the love interests. Lois Lane, played by Amy Adams.
Yes. I actually liked her portrayal.
Same here, although this wasn't her first time in a Superman property. She was on Smallville, Season 1, as the villain of the week.
Huh.
Of course, there's two other people who were in this movie that were also in Smallville.
Huh.
The guy who was helping Professor Hamilton at the beginning of the movie of Man of Steel, the young guy, he played young Professor Hamilton in Smallville as a recurring character. And the one Zod scientist, he was torturing Superman, and he was in Smallville in two different roles, one in season 5 and one in season 10 as the clone of Lex Luthor, which I thought he did a great job as.
Okay.
We'll see that one once we get there, but every time I see him, he's in mainly anything DC related at the moment.
Well, it seems like a number of actors that are involved in the DCEU, a lot of them were from previous properties that were made for DC.
Yep.
And that's a good way to go when it comes to choosing actors.
Yep. And then we get and I thought her portrayal was really good.
Yeah. I really liked her portrayal because it felt very familiar to how I see Lois Lane. And that's kind of the late 80s, 1990s version of Lois, where she is take no nonsense. You know, she's a reporter that's going to get her job done, and she's not intimidated by anyone. She's going to get that scoop.
Mm-hmm. And of course, she's different because she's a redhead.
Yeah, that was the one issue I did have with her being chosen to be Lois Lane. I've always remembered Lois of having, you know, that dark black or raven hair. You know, that's a very iconic look for her.
Well, in Lois Lane in Smallville, she starts off as a redhead, then gets darker by the show's end. There. Also, I like her performance. And Amy Adams was kind of cute. Is always cute. So to watch on her thing.
And definitely Amy and Henry Cavill truly had chemistry.
Yep.
You truly believed in their growing relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe it's a bit too sudden on how they just decide to become a couple, but you truly feel it.
Well, at least we know Lois's attraction and why she was attracted to him, because he saved her life.
Yeah.
On that one. Him, on the other hand, not quite sure, but I guess he just wanted someone who knew his identity. He felt comfortable.
Yeah.
There. And then let's get to the villain. Or,
well,
should we get to Henry Lennox or the other supporting character?
Go into a bit more of the other supporting characters, mainly Clark's birth parents.
Oh yeah, Russell Crowe as Jarrell.
Yeah, and he did a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with what much he was given. But compared to most Jarrells that we have seen, he actually was really good.
Yep.
You know, he actually felt that you actually felt how serious it was that to save Clark, make sure that he lives, and the AI actively trying to help Clark into explaining his history, his lineage, and help him understand why he has the abilities that he has.
Yep. And then we should also get to his mom. Well, first, Jarrell, we also like the Jarrell and Zod relationship, too. That they started out as friends until they each went to different paths in their life.
Yeah.
That led them to the prologue in the movie. Yeah, now we're back to the mom.
And I also have to give a great deal of credit to Aliet Zurer. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. Some names are just difficult, but she did a very good job playing Laura, Superman's mom. And, of course, I knew her as Vanessa from Daredevil, which is actually several years after this film. So it was actually interesting to go back to this film and be like, Vanessa? You're Superman's mom. I wonder how Wilson Fisk feels about this.
Of course, she doesn't get any love from from her husband / AI.
I know, right? Why is Jarrell the only consciousness that is the AI? What, you couldn't put Laura in? Yep. She did important things to save Clark and make sure that he was safe, so you could send him in that rocket?
Yep, give him motherly advice.
Yeah.
Not just fatherly advice on the...
Yeah, maybe she had some important things to teach Clark.
Yep. It seems like that in most of every Superman incarnation. They seem to leave her out, although they did make it up on the Superman 2 when they couldn't afford Marlon Brando having Savannah York take his place as the AI on that one. But other than that, Laura always gets the bad deal of it.
But with what she was given, she did do a good job.
And then there's Henry Lennox. We can also talk about, should we talk about the Daily Planet people or the people in jail?
Well, I guess before that, we should talk a bit more about Krypton.
Yeah.
Where I actually liked a lot of the elements of what Krypton would theoretically look like. Maybe some of the costume choices, not so much. But I actually liked the idea of what Krypton looked like. Even some of the animals, even though it doesn't really explain how Crypto the super dog and some of the other super pets exist. But, hey, it was cool. I give Zack Snyder some credit on, what he felt that version of Krypton should be.
And giving Superman more Jesus mode. Being the first birth child.
Yeah. The first natural birth.
Yeah.
In which you actually see quite a lot of parallels between Superman and, Moses and Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, Moses' backstory of kid who was sent off from, his birth mother, and then he's found by a completely different family, raised as their own and everything like that. You can see that, but the difference, Moses was essentially God's go-to guy. He did things on the behest of God.
Yeah.
While Superman has powers that essentially make him look like a god.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole Jesus idea comes from.
Of course. Let's talk about the villain. Good old Zod.
Played by Michael Shannon.
Yeah.
I know he had to have fun playing this character. Somebody had to be the most overly outrageous person in the film. And Michael Shannon was that. just as you saw in our cold open, that was Michael Shannon in a nutshell as Zod.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually liked his portrayal.
Yep. Me too. Especially that line.
I will find him!
Of course, Zod had a terrible plan of trying to convince Superman to help him.
Yeah, help him in reviving Krypton by building a new one.
Yeah, he could have just lied.
Yeah. He could have made it a much easier way to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, instead of showing him a groundwork of what Krypton will be built on top of, you didn't have to show him thousands to millions of human skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially telling him that to bring back your home world, yeah, all these humans that you grew up with your whole life, yeah, they're gonna have to die.
I'm pretty sure.
Sorry about that, but hey, greater good.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
I know Jonathan would probably agree. Ooh. I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for that. But
well, this is a thing.
yeah.
I mean, couldn't they have started small?
Yeah.
With what Superman has to do? You know, couldn't we actually see him do small acts of heroism before?
We only see like two of those really.
I mean, really, did we have to go to him having a freaking Dragon Ball Z fight in the middle of Metropolis as his first act of heroism?
And he doesn't even save the people.
I know! Thousands of casualties. Millions to billions of property damage.
I'm gonna save the Earthlings by not saving the Earthlings while I'm fighting.
I know! I mean, at least with some of the others, with all the other Supermen, we actually see him work his way up in the severity of heroism.
At least Clark knows that he can't, as like a conscience, if he won't just let anyone die, just to go save another person on that one. He's not like Batman where he's not where he can't go anywhere. That's not Sophie's choice. He can do everything all at once, basically, on that one. Of course, yes, of course, it was badly written on that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then...
Though the fight was awesome.
Yeah, the fights were good. I give them that. And then we should talk about some of the other supporting characters who play big parts in the DCEU.
Yeah.
If only briefly at this time.
Yeah.
Like Henry Lennox, the guy who's in charge. His name's Henry Lennox. I forgot what his name is actually, but I know he's played by Henry Lennox in the movie.
Mm.
And he might be John Jones, which give or take, blood's also on his hands also.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Martian Manhunter, you're one of the members of the Justice League, you could have done something to help people. You could have. What were you doing, John? Huh? You just gonna let Superman do stuff and, cause all these casualties during his fight with Zod and other Kryptonians? That's what you're gonna do. Okay.
Granted, he's not the only superhero other than Superman who had blood on his hands, but we'll
get to that.
We'll get to that the next video. And then Perry White, played by Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence actually did a very good job.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen that man do a bad performance.
Yep.
And he did a good job of playing that head editor of a newspaper that has a certain idea on how things should go and doesn't want to get involved in all of this Superman and superhero stuff. Mm. I mean, it's frustrating, but you get it.
Yep.
And I think sometimes some of the characters should have followed what he was trying to tell them.
Yep. And then, of course, he got lucky in the end because Superman wasn't going to save him. His name was Lane or Kent.
Yeah. Yeah, he's actually one of the few characters not named Lane or Kent that survived.
And that was just because of the luck of the draw on there. He was almost not going to make it.
Well, I mean, we've got Lawrence Fishburne for like several movies. There's no way we can kill him off.
Yep. And then we should go with the scores while we're here. We've gone over a lot.
Well, yeah. For me, I actually give Man of Steel a 7 out of 10. Very solid. Very solid. It was a very solid way to start the DCEU. And I get it. I get some of the issues, but I mean, I think it was done very well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10.
Ooh, barely passing?
Yeah, mainly because of what I've said before, the Lane Kent thing, the Jonathan Kent that they were trying to write as Alfred, only with not making much. They were trying to write Kevin Costner's Jonathan Kent as Michael Caine's Alfred, which didn't quite make sense either way on that one. Along with IHOP.
All the product placement.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Good Lord. IHOP, Sears.
There were probably other things that I need to rewatch what was product placement, but I guess IHOP was his real father all along.
Hey, we gotta get that marketing. Gotta get that money.
So we recommend everyone to go. If you have a problem with our scores here, just find us on Facebook, find us on YouTube, like, comment, especially comment on here. And
Yeah.
subscribe. Let us have it, or let me have it on this one.
Hey, I was nice to the film. Hey. And this is coming from a guy who considers Superman not even in his top 10 favorite heroes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so before we go, our next movie that we're going to be reviewing is Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition. And
Lord have mercy.
And see where this semi-sequel to Man of Steel goes.
Yeah, it's a follow-up. Oh, Lord.
You want to?
I have a feeling I'm probably going to be the one to either be the champion or the villain.
Yeah. All right, you want to roll us out?
Well, sure. Thank you all for coming and watching us again. Definitely come back. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. It definitely helps us. Thank you. Let's fade to black.